Chibi, you can do the outro. Please.
I have balls on my mouth.
That's the outro.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. We are minus Jack today. That's completely fine. This is Chibi's show. And today we're going to be talking about the Apothecary Diaries. We were probably going to talk about this last year, but when we went to this rotation of all these different shows, Chibi was, I think you were unsure as to whether or not when you should spring it up on us. But I watched the entire series. You watched the entire series. Brad watched up until episode 15. I want to get Brad's thoughts first because I really like the show. So, and I know that it's probably not some of the stuff Brad watches, right? So
yeah, it's not Dan to Dan, so I don't really care.
Brad cried during that show, by the way.
I still need to watch some of the newer episodes, like the really sad one. Like people keep telling me.
Why did Brad cry? It
did get dark and sad.
Yeah.
With Apothecary Diaries, Brad, can you tell us how you felt when we first suggested the show? When you saw the key art?
I knew nothing about the show before I watched it like 4 days ago.
Nice.
It was okay. You know, it was like an awkward like slice of life almost. It just like there was like a daily or like an episodal
it's like
story.
It's like a mystery of the week.
Yeah, it like the individual stories were okay, but it's like I don't really care. And then I think it was like episode 8 or 9 is when it started to like kind of get into like a bigger plot thing. Yeah. And I was like, well, okay, now I'm not actually following it as because it got like really it was like the royalty family and like people were like changing lives and people were being killed and I kind of got lost. I actually watched 10 through 12 twice just because I was kind of paying attention and I finished 12 and I was like, I don't know what happened that last episode because she got fired and then got rebought and
this man's like, media comprehension was like, what the fuck, bro?
I must reread the same paragraph over and over.
Even like so typically I watch the dub and I don't use subtitles.
Right.
And I watched probably 10 minutes and I was like, I have to put subtitles on because I'm not registering anyone's name. Like none of the names were like sticking. And I'm like, I don't know who's talking to who right now.
Which one's the Mau Mau?
Who is Mau Mau?
Who did Mau Mau person? Huh?
I mean, it was quality. Like I did enjoy watching it. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. Okay, this is actually a quick question. Could this be considered an isekai? Because she gets kidnapped from her life and gets put into another one.
No. Not in that regard. She didn't change worlds.
If I was like doing like a really broad definition, sure, but there's no rebirth in it. There's no resurrection.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good question.
Just as a slave, you know.
I see where you're going.
I was curious to see how you'd like it. I knew. Like, I'm not saying Jack's not here because he didn't, end up watching the show.
It's fine.
I do not like Genchi at all. Like, I just
really
never cared for him. He got better. Like, he did get better, but like the first like 7 episodes, I was like, this dude's just a creep. Like, he's not like a pervert. It's just like
his obsession with Mau Mau is.
Well, it's just like it's like he understands that he is like an average person except for his looks, and like that's what he is going to use to
his advantage
get what he wants. And it's just like, okay, you're just like a weird dude.
I can't remember what episode.
You're just a weird guy.
Yeah, I can't remember what episode it is where it actually reveals who he is, like who he really is.
And I assumed that was going to happen. I know they kind of foreshadow it when she's the concubine that left. It was like they look identical and there might have been like a birth swap or something. So I'm like, I'm assuming he's not a eunuch because I don't feel like the love interest would.
No, he's the prince.
Spoiler alert.
I assumed he was of the royal family. I wouldn't say the prince, but I assumed he was actually like part of the family.
I think he's like second. No, I think he's like second in line or something like that.
I forget the way it works, but it's like he was the I can't remember how the fucking dynamics.
He's the king's brother.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I mean, completely fine with it. I kind of expected you to be like, what the fuck am I watching here? Because it's weird. It is like a mystery of the week. Like when I went back to watch it, I was like, oh, it's like a, am I watching Matlock? Now,
Now, I will say the fan service was very tastefully done.
Oh yeah,
there were a few moments
this man's talking about the concubines.
suspect.
He's like these hussies. No, I think to me the biggest draw I think was the writing. Like I think that the dialogue is well handled, mature, and stuff like that. And Mama was I think she's a good character. I think she's really well written. I think with Jinshi, I see where you're coming from. Like especially because he feels out of place with some of the things he says, like he's out of pocket constantly. But I think that's like just because he's like overwhelmed by her, because she's a lot. She tries to hide all that. So I really do like the fact that like it doesn't try to like it doesn't go into like any type of imbalance tonally, where it's like it's too funny. It's like it's like just the right amount of like realistic dialogue, and then when they get into like the mysteries, it's really fun watching her like break down like the different poisons and stuff like that. You get to see a lot in like the first 12 episodes of her, like how she pretty much treats her body, which is fucking terrible because she's giving herself all these different damn diseases and rashes and stuff like that. Yeah.
She's pretty much Sherlock Holmes, just with instead of addicted to opioids, she's addicted to poisons,
which is probably fucking worse, dude. If we think about it for a second.
Let's be real, yeah.
I do know it's a light novel series, so I assume that's why I think like a lot of people would probably agree. Like it kind of starts off a little slow, and the episodic nature throws you off because that's not really kind of how modern anime is nowadays. Like usually it's like we're into arcs almost immediately. But here it's like you have an overarching story, and it's essentially just her, and then her life as an apothecary, which I thought was like I haven't seen that structure in so long, because it was like when we watched what was it, Brad, like Trigun? Remember? It's like it felt like the first 2 episodes were literally just like Vash doing stupid shit. We're like, what is going on here? These are just side stories. That's kind of how I felt like this, but they were trying to kind of give you, I guess, more insight and depth to Mao, and then
how she lived, backstory,
how she lived in the palace. I thought it was all really well done. So Chibi, like your show, what did you like? Why did you recommend it to us?
I personally, it was one of those where I think it was recommended to me by Jacques or somebody, and they were like, you know what, just give it a try. And I was like, all right, because like for me, I'm really big on mystery. Like when it comes to just like regular shows, honestly, not even necessarily anime. But I do really like mystery shows. So I was like, all right, like I'll give it a shot.
She watches Snapped.
No. Funny enough, my favorite show is Psych. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
But it was one where I agree with Brad. Like at first I was like, oh, okay. Like the first couple episodes, I was trying to figure out like what was going on. It felt very just like every episode was something new. And then I think as it progressed, and then I think when it got to the one scene, and we'll talk about our favorite part, but the one part where she just she slapped or punched the fuck out of the one girl.
Oh yeah, slapped the shit out of her.
It sold me. Yeah, slapped the shit out of her. It sold me like right then and there. I was like, damn, like I don't know, it was just a combination of I really like the way the art style was, the music. I think it has some of the best like it's one of my favorite openings, like like easy. And then Mao fuck you, Brad. Mao as a character also is somebody that I really liked to watch, because like you said, it's very, I liked how her brain worked, and just seeing her finish and figure out the puzzle was, I don't know, it was awesome. And it was one of those things where sometimes I had no idea where it's going, and usually I can predict things. So I was like, okay. And it just felt like I was on my toes.
Yeah. I mean,
I like Brad's mean face.
I mean, it's just one of those things where like the structure is older. It's kind of odd to do that for the first, what is it, Brad? 10 episodes, I think, or 9 episodes, and then have a full on arc afterwards, and then even after that, it really feels like was that Beans.
Fucking Bean, bro. He's mad.
He disagrees with you.
He's like wrong. But and then you go into like, actually when you go into the second cower, that second part of the season, it's actually kind of better connected that way, which is weird because once again, like you go from like these, one like episodes that maybe the mystery lasts like 1 or 2 episodes maybe to like a full on arc, and then you go straight into her backstory. And then you go deeper into like who Jinshi is, and how all
Well,
that
wasn't
works.
it too where some of the like beginning episodes, like the mysteries, we think she solves it and actually like connects later on? I can't remember. I
I
think so.
I think so, but it's
And
also
I think that sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. No.
I was gonna say I think it's something like that to where she solves it, but then it turns out that it's like a part of the over like arching plot.
Yeah, I mean, the characters do connect. Like characters you meet in like one episode will like actually show up in other episodes, and it turns out like some of the things they were doing were like illegal or something like that.
Hmm.
It's a really well connected show. It's really well written. I can see why, like I said, I can see why it's so popular too. I was kind of
Hmm.
surprised when I kept seeing people talk about it, and then I eventually got curious and was like, you know what, I want to see what this is about. And I was like, okay. I mean, the first couple episodes are okay. The
Hmm.
writing's pretty solid, and then it's like Mao Mao carries the show essentially
Hmm.
until you
Hmm.
get into like a really into like the later arcs. Because I really like the way like one she constantly experiments on herself. She like the way her powers of deduction, how
Hmm.
brutal she is, and like also the show
Yeah.
doesn't pull punches either. When they like the first
No.
episode has a baby dying, so you don't
Yeah.
see it. But I was like, oh okay, so you're not.
Impressive.
Yeah, I said you're
Hooked
not.
me.
Yeah, I was like that baby's gone, boy. Yes.
And it was
I
sad
like
when you
metaphor
think
so
about
much.
it.
So
What's baby killing?
Like McGill.
What would you say, Chibi? It was so
I
sad.
said it was kind of sad, like thinking about it, like because wasn't there like another baby that died too,
I
like the
know,
same way? I can't
I know
remember.
the one baby, but like I mean, there's a sad part where like when she sees her mom, right? When you find out like her dad,
Yeah.
like so we can talk about the favorite parts of the show, but like my favorite part of the show is when the dad absolutely like sees the mom again, even though she is like disease ridden and essentially a leper, right at that point,
Hmm.
but he buys her anyway because he was like
Hmm.
enamored with her and he still loves her and stuff like that. I thought that was like my like favorite part of the whole show. I was like, holy shit, this is like a really deep arc because like you thought he when you first meet Mao Mao's actual father, her real dad,
Spoiler.
he's like a prick.
Oh, he's a
He
fucking dick.
he's very
Yeah.
snooty, he's as cunning and as kind of
That's
underhanded as
Momo.
Mao Mao, right? And then you see like obviously he does care about his daughter, but the relationship's going to remain frayed.
Hmm.
And that was also kind of a cool reveal that Mama actually knew like who her dad possibly could be. That was pretty cool.
Hmm.
But like when they show him in the brothel and he's trying to like get his way and he's like, how do I buy her? Like how do I get her out of here? I was like, that's kind of sweet, even though you're a horrible father and a potential piece of
Hmm.
shit. I thought that was really good. Brad, I
Yeah.
mean, do you have a favorite part of the show? Is it when it ends?
I'm,
uh
you got a 15. I'm proud you got a 15. I think you should just
uh
finish the whole thing. There's only 24.
We've said
oh
that
yeah,
about a
no,
couple other
passed.
shows. We're just like, yeah.
Man, he's a
I
pass.
I'll probably knock it out at some
I
point.
thought you said I'd probably not knock it out. So.
Let's be real. Let's
um
admit.
honestly, I just like her fascination with like consuming poison. So like she was sad when when she tasted the poison soup. She was like, I had to spit it out and I didn't want to. I wasn't
I
able
was
to
gonna
finish
say
it.
that that sequence was kind of like my favorite. Like I like that whole scene. It was so dramatic. And didn't they like reanimate it too?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
that's what Jacques told me. Like they had it out and then they redid it because like I guess they had more time or more budget or something. So like the new scene was so much like more detailed and like I don't know, it was really good. So I liked that part where yeah, like Brad said, she just tasted the poison. She's like, oh man, I can't swallow it, I can't eat it.
Well, she goes into like her fucking little like weird stance or whatever, where she's just like thirsting for the poison, essentially. I think that's funny the way she looks to like how she just kind of code switches when she sees poison. She's like, oh, that's great. I'm like, dude, you
Yeah.
could die.
A little cat ears. I like her
And
little chibi.
Jinchi's like constant concern is like, are you crazy? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She starts chewing on that flower and
Yeah.
then so he tries it and he's like, "Ooh, that's pretty sweet." She's like, "Yeah, it's pretty sweet for poison." He's like, "What?"
Dude's just trying to kill everybody. I think I also like I think another character I really like too is his who's it? It's the guy that is what do you call him? It's the guy that always follows Jinshi around his
Oh,
retainer, I think, or something like that. I
mhm.
love that guy.
He's
That
like the
dude, like
older guy,
he
right?
just puts up with that shit. He looks so sad all the time. He's like, "You're crazy. Like, what's wrong with these people? Like, what's wrong with you guys?"
He's like, he is
Can't,
just a child that likes toys.
yeah, can't yeah.
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
like when they introduce it. Like, I don't know. Did you find out that he has a son? Like, it's a major character in the show. Yeah, his son is pretty much the younger version of him, and they're just like embarrassed of Mao Mao and Shinji like the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I was trying to find his name.
yeah, I can't remember his name, but like I know he's the retainer. He's constantly around him, disappointed. He's just
Yeah, because of all the choices. Fuck, where is he? I'm sorry, I'm going back.
I mean, it's I also wasn't expecting, because it is a light novel, for it to be set in China, right? I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause of
kind
the
of surprised
names.
it's set in Imperial China, which I was like not expecting. I was kind of like, some of these,
I didn't even think about that now that you said that.
yeah, they don't ever really dive into this type of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also weird that like I as dark as some of the scenes get, like it's kind of lighthearted when it came to like the brothel stuff. Like when they brought up in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, I was like, this is a whorehouse. Like, these are concubines. We're just like, she was just like, look, I have 2 years, right?
Courtesans,
Yeah, courtesans. I'm sorry, horse.
ladies
Yeah,
of
you
the
said
night.
fucking. God damn, put some respect.
um, it's definitely like one of those weird shows that gets better, but I think it's like an acquired taste, right? I mean, you really have to kind of like mystery shows, like romance. I mean, it's clearly a one-sided thing, I assume. I haven't read the light novel. I haven't read any other. I haven't done any other reading.
I don't know. I think Mau Mau could be,
I assume it's one-sided for now, right? But I
for
think it's like
now. For now.
obvious. The dude's like Jinchi is a creeper first, but he's actually like a really nice dude, which is how they always like portray these guys. I do like the fact that she was like, when she first met him, she was just like, "What's up with this dude? Like, oh, he is handsome." I was like, "That's a guy."
He's like,
What?
Yeah.
he's like, who's that woman?
Yeah, who's that really pretty
And he's
woman
just.
right there? I'm like, oh, it's a dude. It's like, well, too bad he's a concubine. And I was like, it's really like it's mostly like a casual inner monologue, and it's just naturally written. You know, I really like learning about the dynamics of the different houses.
Mm-hmm.
How each concubine had like what an entire like court essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the king has I think there's 3 in the show.
I think the idea of concubines is so crazy, though.
Right? There was 3 concubines in the show at the beginning. It was the one with the pink hair, can't remember her name. The brown hair or the black hair who had the
I love how we just don't know names.
I'm not gonna try to
That's what I'm
butcher.
saying. Like,
I don't want to
the
butcher
first,
these names. I don't want to
the
Well,
butcher
first
they're
these
5
names.
also
minutes of the
Chinese.
show.
Like, I'm not good with Chinese
Yeah,
names. I'm gonna be real.
like, so I typically don't watch shows with subtitles. 5 minutes into the show, I was like, I am not catching any of these names. Like,
Mhm.
they are not
Who
processing.
is everyone and how did you get in my fucking house?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the older concubine. The yeah, and like it's interesting because when you're going through the show, the older concubine leaves, right? She gets like her
Mm-hmm.
own house and stuff like that, I think, right? They get to pretty much live, you know, naturally, I guess. And then they brought in like I think she was like 14 or something like that, the youngest one.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it gives you like, it's accurate, right? I'm kind of shocked about that, but I'm also shocked that
Mhm.
like it's a Japanese anime set in Imperial China, and I don't think it doesn't do anything like, maybe someone can correct me, that it's not offending like the culture either. It's actually accurate to the
It
time.
does a good job, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I would say like every character also like I think my favorite thing is like when they have these characters that just show up for one episode, they're all well written.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really important too. Like you can't sell a murder mystery of the week type show if all the characters are just kind of
Characters
like,
are meh, like
they
unforgettable.
yeah,
Or
they're
forgettable.
forgettable, and they lack,
Yeah.
some type of depth. I think they do a good job here, which is pretty interesting. And then it's like, do you call it a slice of life, Brad? I kind of thought of like a soap opera at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like a mystery. I mean, the closest thing would be a mystery. Like, that's what I would classify it as. Like
Anyone who
a
talks to
mystery show.
Mao Mao, right? Like you see Jinchi in the corner with that like longing look. Basically, it's like
Fucking Jinchi, bro.
telenovela, Maria.
And the guy's name was Goshen or Gaushin,
Gosh.
the second hand guy.
Yeah, love that guy.
I like how he was like, could you stop please glaring at Jinshi, because it makes him
Makes him very sad.
very sad. He's like, please stop looking at him.
Yeah, I mean it's Usually with these type of like, because I know that it's eventually probably gonna boil into a romance if it hasn't already in the light novel. But I assume like you can't, if it's so obvious, you can't have it go on for too long, right? I might be wrong. I because like light novels are generally long form, and
Hmm.
anytime an anime is adapted to it, it's like it takes so long to get to where it needs to get going because it's not from a manga, right? So a lot of work there. I wonder how long. I wonder if like next season they'll show something romantic, maybe, or
Yeah.
where the show goes.
Do you know how long the light novel is right now, or are you not too sure?
The light novel is right now. Where are you?
Because again, I know it's hard to tell because
It's
it's
it's been
different.
like 14 years ish.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, since 2011.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
We got content, boys. I got to start reading.
There are 15
I
volumes.
I don't think I've read a light novel in a long time. Jesus.
I like them. Yeah, I really don't, but I do enjoy them. Did anybody else like when it first started have an issue with like the idea of like her getting kidnapped and like to me it was so weird of like her getting kidnapped and being forced to stay there, but I'm like, you could just
I
go.
I think because the show, that to me kind of like it showed that the show is actually striving for like historical accuracy, because
Hmm.
that happened often in like
Really?
oh yeah, like where they just kidnap girls and bring them and sell them off. And like she said, like she was most people of that time, most people who were coming from like poor families are illiterate, so like her literacy would have made her like a fuck ton of money. They would have
Hmm.
sold her off somewhere else.
I
um
forgot about Bean. Stop.
but
Yeah.
not really. I'm actually I appreciate the fact that they were committed to that too, because like they could have made this
Hmm.
like a fantasy setting, and but it being set and with it, as a historical fiction is something I think is like really good.
Yeah. I like that, like her prime objective was just survival. The first several
Yep.
episodes, it was literally like I don't want to do anything that will make me visible. I just want to serve my time and get out of here.
Yeah, because during that time, I mean, like you were essentially you're a slave, you're an indentured servant. So that's why she was like, in 2 years, if I'm on good behavior, I can buy my way out of this, which is
Where she's like
insane.
in prison, I'm on good
Which
behavior.
which yeah, which is insane to think about, because like you're the one that was captured and sold off, and now you have to pay off your fucking like debt. That's crazy,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. I'd be pissed.
That's
Like
the
I
that's
do
so crazy. But like you said, it's probably very accurate. Like that happened. But
that's
just
the
like the concept to me was crazy.
that's the Navy all over again. I had to fucking buy out my contract. It's
I
basically what
do
that is.
I do like the fact when she became a house lady or whatever, and like the first time she spoke to the concubine, she was like, "Oh, I broke that vase. You're gonna have to pay for it, or I
Yeah.
guess your family's gonna have to pay for it."
Yeah. She's like, she was real bougie. Yeah, she was real ghetto. But like when you meet her fucking her dad or stepdad or adopted father, like the dude is like the lazy. He's like just like zoning in and out about all this shit that he does. Like he just disappears at random times with the shop wide open and stuff like that. So it
I was
kind of
like,
makes
this man
sense.
got like dementia, Alzheimer's. Like, what are you doing?
Listen,
He's vibing, I guess.
this is what it is. I'm trying to think. Like, I think the one thing I had was like the way the show ended too was just like, or the season ended. It felt like the ending of like a, most shows have like a big cliffhanger, right? I just felt like another like a next year, next season on like fucking the Apothecary Diaries. Here's another mystery, Mau Mau. Like go solve that shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's what it felt like when I was like watching the show. I was like, man. I was expecting kind of like a bigger cliffhanger, like because at the end of the show, Jinchi like grabs Mau Mau, like he like pretty much brings her back to like the palace and stuff like that. And my thought was like, oh shit, maybe we're gonna get like a different mystery or something's gonna click between those two, and that's gonna be like the cliffhanger. It's like, nope, it's just like goes back to him being in the office where he's like, hey, at the Jade Pavilion, like, hey, I have another job for you. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, here, I was like,
I
that's
got another job for you.
that's it. Yeah. Welcome back. I have a new job for you.
Welcome back.
Brad, where's my logic drops? What the fuck?
Yeah, where?
I want to see if like 'cause it was hard for him to pay attention. That's why
Yeah, I,
That's why he doesn't
so
know.
pretty much with any kind of like uh mystery show where the main character just knows, like, a Sherlock Holmes type character.
yeah.
It's I think it's just kind of goofy sometimes where she knows about sleepwalking immediately. She knows about every poison. She knows about
She's woke,
It-
bro.
it's
like
She's
it-
like she
knowledgeable.
it's for as I'm assuming she's like not like an actual adult because she's not because they try to raise the drinking age and she's like no please don't it's like the one thing I get to do so I'm assuming she's not that old like she's very young
I think she's
so
supposed to be 18.
yeah
I
so
don't I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
okay.
I get she can have some like medical knowledge or specifically with poisons like she might have this fascination with poison so she knows a lot of poison but to me it just felt like she knew everything about all the things that ever brought up
She was basically House
um
MD, but in Imperial China. It's not lupus though, so
Oh, bruh.
it's never lupus. No, I mean like it's I mean the way especially because like I think when they talk about her backstory a little bit, like how, this is pretty much all she's done as an apothecary. I'm like, I get that type of obsession, but I'm assuming there's diseases you've never seen before, but she was
right
like nailing every one of them. Right? It's a
just
point.
like immediately
It's a poison in the makeup. I'm like, how the fuck?
How the hell you know
She's like,
that?
it's because the hookers I spend my time around.
Okay, that's a valid reason, bro. She grew up with him.
She grew up with these hoes and she knows how to treat them or some shit.
Bro, I love how they were like
They're obsessed with her.
yeah, and the old lady like in charge of all of it is just like, when are you gonna be one?
And
Like
I'm like,
when are you gonna come up?
time's fucking ticking, Mal Mal. Like, when's it happen? Shit
I'm
like that.
ready. I'm ready for you to
But
join.
what's the point of you trying to like be a concubine when she like openly admitted in the beginning, like, look, I don't have certain assets, so AKA
A certain ass that she ain't got no bitties.
she ain't got the biddies, so it's like,
She ain't got no bitties.
she's a but
She was real.
yeah, she was just real about it. I think that obviously the grandma kept her around because she knew her mom, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean it's like it's just weird to see a show that's this dedicated to its setting and being at least like true to its setting,
Mhm.
because I kind of thought like we would go through this show, it would just be haha funny or like a weird mystery, and then we just kind of fucking keep it moving, like historical accuracy be damned. But no, they really know what the fuck they're doing. It bothers me. It's like Vinland Saga. Like
Said it bothers me.
people don't know. Like Vinland Saga is very fucking accurate to a lot of things. I was like, this is very shocking that like someone made a non-Japanese adaptation or manga, and then was like this accurate with like certain things that happen, with Vikings and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm watching this. I'm like, why are you so good? Like, why is this so fucking well done? Like, Jesus. I think because like it's an interesting story, and you don't see much of it
Mhm.
setting wise. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. It's like, how many times do I have to see like 1400s Japan, bro? Like, I've read a lot of
What else
samurai
can we
novels in my
do?
time. Yeah, I mean, it also with this too. It feels like if they didn't want to make a light novel, they could have just made like a fucking live action adaptation. There's
Mhm.
nothing mysterious about this show. I mean, obviously you can.
Like supernatural.
Yeah, nothing supernatural. There's no magic or anything like that. It's
See it being
always,
a live action,
no
yeah.
matter how many of the fucking illiterate little servants at the house say it's a curse. It's a curse. She's like, you're stupid.
You dumb.
You think it is? Like, are you dumb?
You dumb or not?
You don't know what poison
she's
looks
like
like?
it's fireworks what are you talking about
I,
Malmao actually is isekai. Brad called it this whole time. She
I mean,
actually comes from a different world.
I mean, she's clearly like the one character that really fucking stands out based off like the way she talks and stuff like that. It's but no, it's really funny. I'm shocked that like the humor hits because it's deadpan,
hmm
and then you have
And
like
usually that's not my humor, but I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
really dramatic moments. Whether it's like fucking Mama finding out like who the initial conversation to find out who poisoned the baby, like um talking about like her background, like why she grew up in the fucking how she knows so much about like prostitution, all that stuff. And she like talks real about like the way life is, because like Jinshi's in the Jade Palace, so it's like, or the Jade Pavilion. Like, what do you know? You're just some fucking rich guy. You don't know how it is in the streets. And she like is very street savvy and
Eunuch.
smart, right? Yeah, the unique thing. That's
I think
all.
that's what it is. She's very street smart and she applies it well.
But that's another thing also, like the whole eunuch thing. Like anyone who didn't know what a eunuch was, right? They're like, what's that mean? It's like, dude, he ain't got nothing down there, bro. They snipped it
Hang
so
on.
that
A
But
twist and a
but
twist.
but it was crazy. I'm like, God, they're actually like talking about like real things that happened, like real subjects, and they're kind of like just naturally going through it while having like casual conversations, like good dialogue, really fun mysteries to kind of go through, that type of stuff.
Mhm.
But like, I really wish there was more depth as to like why they did it. It's usually just like
Yeah. I
something
wonder if
simple.
that's some yeah, I wonder if that's something we might see them do better at, or maybe like,
Well, maybe they
I
do
don't
it
know,
to
continue with in season 2. I don't
maybe they do
know.
it to prevent like it overshadowing, Mao's
Mm.
ability to deduce like the situation and stuff like that, her deductive skills. I wonder if that's the reason behind it.
I
That's
bet
kind
they
of
do a crossover
oh, what's
with
crossover?
the elusive samurai.
How so they're gonna do it in China and Japan,
Yep, yep.
and
They're
that
gonna go to war
and that kid's
See, I'm
together.
calling it.
I that show they fucking nailed that too. Even though that was actually historical it's like mostly nonfiction.
Hmm.
Crazy. Kid was
I
14.
need to finish that one still.
I think Mao Mao's like 18 ish,
She's so in the light novel, she starts off at 17
17.
and she's 21 in the
So she's
movie.
a psychopath,
Damn,
basically. I mean, like fucking
my girl.
it's like what are your hobbies? I love reading. I love walking. I love being around people and stuff like that. And I love drinking poisons. What the-
And then I love solving
I
mysteries. We're
love
like,
the
wait,
way
what
it
was the
tingles
last
on
one?
my tongue.
it's like
Yo.
I mean, she's essentially manipulating the entire like Jade Pavilion and the Empire. Dude,
Mhm.
imagine how much sway you have to have, like right now, if you're in Mao Mao's position, because essentially you've saved the fucking Empire. Like,
Oh yeah.
right? You saved was it the son or the daughter? I can't remember. It was a son. The baby was a
Mhm.
boy. Yeah, you saved the prince. Like, I'm golden forever. You get like a nice little house when you quit, even though
Wasn't it?
they
That was
want
a
to keep you
princess.
there.
I think she saved the girl
Oh, she
because
saved
the
the
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
saved the
because
girl.
the prince died.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I
Still
mean,
though.
it's. I'm still, once again, kind of surprised that it's as cohesive as it is. Um, you haven't like the overarching plot, then you have like the subplots and then the mysteries of the day, that type of stuff. Each character's well written. I can't find a character I didn't like. I think they're all
Like her
characterized
real
well.
dad. I mean, I get it towards the end. He still pisses me off.
No, I mean like as a character, he's well
Oh
written.
yeah, yeah,
Like his
yeah, yeah.
characterization is that he's supposed to be a fucking aloof asshole. I guess is the best way.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
want to say.
they did a great job at it too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's you want to hate the villains, right? Or at
No,
least the
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
antagonists.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no character that's like not well written.
So
Like all of them
for
like have their own quirks and stuff.
for
Brett,
Brad, it's Jinchi.
I like Jimshi. He's
Yeah,
a
like
little weirdo.
his character did get better, but like the first 5 or 6 episodes, I'm like, this dude's just full of himself.
Well, I mean, did
He
the ma-
can't tolerate not being like idolized by a single person,
Well, I mean, that's the
and he
thing though.
falls in love with her.
I mean,
It's really weird.
you were born pretty,
Yeah.
right? You want these bitches to
Yeah.
notice. Why would I want anything
And
else?
when one doesn't notice, one gets mad.
Yeah. He just wants Mao Mao's attention. Got that
Notice
jealousy.
me, Mau Mau.
He
He
likes
said, "Notice me,
he
Mau
likes
Mau."
the short queens or whatever.
Hey,
Well, I mean, he's like what 6'5". He looks
dude,
like he looks like he's
I
like
was like, I have
6'5",
no
6'6".
idea,
Man's out there hooping.
bruh.
That's just funny.
Said man's out here hooping. I
He's
like. I
5'11".
is he
Brad's making.
nice and a half? I like the. Oh my god, I forget who it is, but remember the one scene where she like ends up, because the guy does her a favor and like gets her out. She like hooks him up with going to the brothel.
Yeah. The
I love that part.
he's like the
And
officer.
homeboy, yeah,
Yeah.
the officer, homeboy's like obsessed, and the grandma's like, "That's how you get him."
That's how you get him, right? That's another
Oh,
another lesson learned. That's what I'm saying. Like it does like a really good job of like approaching with like the mature sections and stuff like that.
I don't know. I just thought about that. That shit had me dead. I was like, "Ain't no way this man's addicted to the brothel now."
Like the
What do you mean? It's
all
like
the
stress reliever. Goddamn.
No,
like, like all of the warnings before the show.
Don't do opioids.
It was like drugs, alcohol, smoking, sexual imagery,
Poison,
sadistic dialogue, suicide,
oh my god, I didn't even know that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what show am I getting into?
it deals with a lot, you know. Like there is like I think
No,
there's
when you think about it, yeah.
like I like these types of shows generally fumble themes. Like, you know, they'll be too funny, and it's like, I don't know if you should be joking too much around like sensitive topics. But this
Mm-hmm.
one like establishes that like, yes, it's lighthearted, but it also is grounded as well. So
Mysterious, yeah.
it's very hard to do. That balance is really hard. I'm honestly like, this was one of my biggest surprises when it came out. Was last year, right?
Mm-hmm. I think like 23.
Yeah, I remember watching it and just kind of being like, oh, you know, dude, I was wrong. Yeah, I judged a book by its cover. Oh, did Chibi freeze?
I have balls on my mouth.
Screenshot. Oh no. I'm gonna.
It's like she's about to sneeze.
That right there's the thumbnail, bro. Like, hot chew. I really wanted to get Jack's thoughts on this show too, right, Chibi? Right.
I have balls on my mouth.
But that's enough. Oh shit,
Do
there
I
she
want to
is.
know?
Hey, she's
Fuck
back.
you.
She's back.
No, you got another one.
I have balls on my mouth.
Because like, you know, when I think about like Jack, I think he would like the show but you'd have to stick with it. I think that's one of the problems with anime, right? Like if you don't have the time. Chibi, are you there? Not there. You.
I have balls on my mouth.
Yeah, nod your head this time. You can hear me.
Don't move if you can hear us.
Don't move. You can hear us. Hey, First to Freeze buys us lunch.
Bro, fuck you. I don't know why my internet's so.
Oh, there.
I have balls on my mouth.
Oh no. I think. Oh, by the
Oh.
way, did you get a Jack's coin?
I did.
I did.
Long time ago.
This is good quality, man. I like it. It's not bad. Our buddy Jacqueline Cruel, also part of the
With
Pixel Dust podcast.
with our powers combined.
No, what's the it's morphin time. Jacqueline.
We just all morph into Jack.
Chibi,
What the hell I come back to?
Huh? You don't. Oh wait, is she gonna freeze again?
I don't know. I have balls on my mouth.
We have Jack's coin.
Morphin. My
It's-
coin's somewhere.
It's morphin time.
It's downstairs. Mine's
Shape
downstairs.
of short Filipino guy.
Oh my god, Jack, I do not condone this. If you watch this whole episode, I do not condone this.
Well, I mean, you were smiling during like one of the freeze frames, so we're gonna
Yo,
post
fuck
it.
you. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Chibi sponsored by Chibi. Like,
No, please. Please, no.
Chibi, do you like brothels? Just post it.
Do it, I dare you. I double fucking dog dare you.
You
This video is sponsored by Chibi.
don't do that.
Chibi likes brothels. Approved.
Chibi likes brothels. Would a hose that.
Can I get that on a shirt? Where to hose at?
I was
Just Mal Mal.
I was would poison that. Let me die.
Let me die, please.
I just wanted to get Jack's thoughts on this show because it's one of those that actually takes a little bit to get going.
Yeah.
And then once you just kind of like accept it for what it is. That's another thing
I doubt
too.
you'd
Like
it.
this is the type of anime, like if you're not open-minded, like you're probably not going to have a great time. And I think that for some people, if you like saw this, like the key art and thought, oh, this is going to be a romantic comedy or something like that. And then it ends up not meaning, at least not in the first season, not meeting that expectation. Yeah. It's essentially just like keep an open mind. Like you'll love the dialogue. I promise you. Like it does a good job of walking that really fine line of like being far too serious and far too like goofy. Right. There's just enough, especially when like Mao Mao like sees poison, she goes in that little trance mode, and then Jinchi's like fucking Jinchi's like he's like fawning over her. He's like, she's weird, bro, but I love her. It's like,
because why am I attracted to this?
I mean that's a good question to ask him. Like,
why she
reject
reject him?
Yeah, that boy's got. He's like, I love it. He's like, dude's got like he's got mommy issues or something. He's like, Mao Mao reject me like my mother.
Well, like when she went off. When she left the inner court or whatever to go back home for 3 days, he like turned into like a mushroom stool.
He fell into a deep dark depression. Like, where's the wife at? It's like,
who's gonna reject me now?
It's like, brother, you're a victim. Like, you do better, King. Like, what the fuck? Why would you beat yourself up like that? I don't understand, man. But definitely one of the bigger surprises of last year. Like I was really curious when like I saw the reviews on it. I was like, God, people are fucking saying this is like one of the best new anime they've ever like out there right now, which is shocking because when you see, this sounds fucked up when I say this, but when you see like these types of anime where it's mystery or slice of life, you expect kind of like dog shit animation and for it to have like that cheap like anime look, but they fucking
Fair.
the budget is like it's really solid.
Which studio did it? Do you know?
Hold on, let me find out.
Because I do love the opening.
Oh, it's Toho Animation OLM. Yeah, no, like I was super impressed by like the production values, the opening song, the OP is really good. It was weird though, like when it's at least also the like even though it has like a like still say it had like one episode has like a serious ending, like the song is not too happy, like in fucking Dan to Dan. It's just like let's
my
vibe out
God.
with the cat, bro. People just fucking died. Yeah.
Dude, I love that shit. That's how they do it in like all the series on
On
JJK. Like,
JJK's like, you are my special. Like, yeah.
you are my special.
That guy
No,
just
and like
got
the outro, man.
decapitated. That's what.
She lost an eye.
She lost her eye. She was burnt alive. Dude, check out this
Oh my
this chill music, dude. Like fucking
Like they start vibing.
yeah. Like wait, that character just died. How are they dancing? Like the afterlife, man. Everyone's happy here, bro.
Everyone's happy. No, that reminds me of like oh my god, Death Parade, the fucking intro.
Oh
Like
yeah.
does not it just is completely different vibe.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to match the tone for the show with the music,
Mhm.
which I think was really good.
Yeah,
I
I
am
think when it's like too out of like contrasting, it's weird sometimes.
I am curious to see how long the show goes, though. I know it's
Yeah.
high popularity. I think the creator got in trouble for like tax evasion or something.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah, I think it was like
Pay your taxes.
yeah, a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, like it's kind of weird to say this, but these types of shows because there's how many volumes, Brad?
I think he said 15.
You said 15. So you have 15 volumes. You have a lot of content. Like, how do you pull
Mhm.
from that? Because some light novels, like they're not as connected. But
Yeah,
this,
and I wonder like how on par the animation was with like the story, like did they deviate? Was it pretty like
yeah, don't
tit for
know.
tat? Like, yeah, I'm
I
curious.
mean,
I'm gonna have to read it
the
and
thing is, like,
see.
I didn't see any complaints,
Mm,
which really shocks me because when you have like
everyone got complained.
yeah, when you see like a light novel adaptation, it's like, well, they fucking pulled these scenes out. I'm like, all right, because in manga, it's like let's get some panels and dude, like you have references, like just animate around it. Unless you're Mappa with JJK, where it's like, yeah, you guys see him posing, but we're gonna have him do like 1,000 fucking flips over there. I'm cutting a couple buildings in half for you, that type of shit. But like with light novels, yeah, they do. I think they, but I guess that's also the appeal of it too, is to be able to kind of skip
Mhm,
around some of the filler, right? Like Bleach
mhm.
and stuff like that, and Naruto.
Yo, don't you? Mm.
I just also want to say, because we're gonna wind down, like fucking. Let's talk about the Apothecary Diaries. So the last volume for My Hero Academia, the last chapter came out, the epilogue chapter, and I really, really want to say this right now. You fucking people in that community, you need to learn. You need to like work on your reading comprehension and like actual media literacy, because
What
you
happened?
motherfuckers don't know what an epilogue is. They think an epilogue is not canon. I'm like, guys, you have like in the essence of a novel, when you go through all the chapters, an epilogue is just
Yeah.
like the after.
The
Yeah, the
continuation. It's just
continuation of it.
a little skip or something,
But they keep saying that, oh, that's not what it is when the fucking author
What?
said that. Yeah, the author said like there's this it's because it confirms certain ships that people like, wanted to see
I
that
need
the
to know.
the anime's been hinting at and talking about forever. That type of
Can you
shit, right?
spoil it? I need to know
Just
without
Deku and
giving.
Ochako. They get together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that a
They
big
have
Every
deal?
3
Is it they're
kids.
mad that it's not Deku and fucking Bakugo or some
yes.
shit?
They
Oh, are you fucking serious?
Oh, I'm dead ass.
I just guessed.
And I'm dead ass because they had a dude fucking or a girl, she was crying her eyes out saying this ruins this. And I was like, you people are
Up.
fucking insane. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like you
That's
got
so weird. Calm
I
down.
need you
Like,
I need you kids to learn how to fucking read. Okay?
yeah,
And
and
then
also I feel like that's everyone knows epilogues are canon. The fuck.
yeah, critical thinking, all that stuff. Let's lock
It's
that
very
fucking
important.
also by Jex
I hope I
coin.
offend someone. I hope I offend someone.
You should. fucking I mean, look at Brad. He's offended right now. But
Yeah. He's mad about his ship, man.
this
I'm trying to figure out
Brad
if I know
has
any of those characters.
Brad
I
has.
don't.
I don't think Brad has never watched My Hero Academia. That's probably not gonna be his.
I've watched maybe like half of it, but like I know the premise.
Yeah. I was like, I was gonna message you and be like, is this how like the Naruto and Sasuke people were? Like, because they probably thought they were gonna be an item or some shit.
Yeah. I'm assuming like people are
that
weird with their fixations.
dude,
Like
they
once they get it in their head, it's like you can't tell them any different, even if it's the author being like, "This is how it's always supposed
create.
to
Hey,
be."
listen, they
Like,
create those fan fictions and they're like, it's either this or I kill myself. It's like, that's how it was with these people,
Yeah.
dude. They're freaking out. I was like, you guys are
Well,
weird, man.
isn't like again because I am a fan of My Hero, but isn't like it known that the My Hero fandom is like one of the
Worst.
like one of the
Smell
most
the worst.
toxic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's weird because like when I grew up, it was like everyone just universally loved Dragon Ball Z. That was like the only real anime people stand at the time, right? Unless you're like one of the people who watched Sailor Moon, like that. There's no fault in that, but
What's wrong with that? I was gonna say what's wrong with that?
but like it was mostly DBZ, right? Growing up, and then Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, like the kind of the
Death
shonen
Note,
age,
yeah.
right? I generally find like fandoms to me to be like awkward because people for some reason like I think parasocial relationships are terrible. You shouldn't have them.
Oh, for sure.
But they're
Yeah.
creating these like parasocial relationships with fictional characters, and not only that, but they're
Mhm.
going like a little bit too far with it. Like you're fucking
They're
weird,
dressing
bro.
like them, and then
Well, not
going to these conventions
these
and meeting
goddamn
other people that
these
dress up like
cosplaying
other things.
strippers.
That's gonna be my new title, bro. Cosplaying stripper, bro.
I give them $25. They can't do goddamn Trigun. Like I don't know what's the point.
These
y'all
goddamn
y'all
cosplay strippers.
bullshit me.
I've seen a bunch of videos, like on TikTok or Facebook or whatever, and they're just walking around conventions going like, which fandom smells the worst? And almost all of them say My Hero Academia.
Well, like I just don't. I understand if you want to like obviously Reddit communities, participation, that type of stuff like that. It's just like a natural human thing. But with anime especially, it's like fucking super toxic. It's really really bad. And like with My Hero Academia, it's like people are delusional. But in like I've seen the community for Apothecary Diaries, and everyone really like they're more about theory crafting. Like who is this person? That type like when are they gonna get together? That type of stuff, which seems a little bit more wholesome than I think shonen, because shonen is directed at teenagers and stuff like that. But it's weird when the adults get attached. That's mainly who all the arguments have been from, like grown ass people. And I'm like, you guys have
shonen.
jobs, right? You guys have things to do.
Apparently
The
not.
bronies.
Yeah, yes.
Brad would know.
But it's it's one of those things where I think fandoms in general, and even in gaming too, like it's dear God, like I think Final Fantasy is not that toxic, Monster Hunter 2, but there's like a lot that get out of fucking hand. It's just like the weirdest thing. Never understood it.
You can't reason it.
Guys gotta learn how to read. God damn it.
And Jack's not here to defend himself, so we can say whatever we want to.
What were we gonna say about Jack?
I thought we were talking about Jack.
Oh,
Toxic.
No,
I don't know.
Jack is the least complicated person I've ever met. I love talking to that dude. He's very funny. It's just like every time we watch an anime, and he's like, "Well, it's not my cup of tea." I'm like, "I'm sorry, the guy wasn't brooding or sad."
Sorry, he wasn't emo enough.
He's not like he's not himself. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, stop! Jesus Christ! Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
I'm gonna bleep
Bleep it out.
It's after the 5-minute mark. So.
Yeah, it's
Oh
fine.
my
It's
God.
fine. Whatever, dude.
It's fine. Whatever. We're talking about cutting ourselves.
Oh, I'm gonna keep
Cut
keep
my
that.
life
Hey,
into
river.
pieces.
I'm gonna cut that in, Brad, but I'm gonna show her like smiling emojis. Dude,
Just like at the literally at the dude, like every single like awful moment, just have a still of me. Just
well, yeah, I'm gonna have it. This is gonna come out on Sunday when I edit it, because I want to
Oh,
actually take my time with it. That's fucking funny.
hey,
But
here.
if you haven't watched the Apothecary Diaries, right, getting back on track just for a second. Do it. Yeah, 100%.
We're down the rabbit hole. It's fine.
There's structurally nothing wrong with the story. Solid characters, can be funny, really good drama, good mysteries. I mean, we got Brad to watch it to episode 15. I'm pretty sure Jack looked at. I'm pretty sure Jack looked at the goddamn key art, the poster art, and was like, "I can't do this."
No, Jack put on episode 1 and said, "I don't know anyone's name. I don't know what's going on.
I can't even watch this in dub."
I need subtitles.
Hold on. See, like, I talk shit, right? And she was like, "That's not right, Ken. You're being too mean." Brad, fuck you. She's like, she laughs at the same shit. She's the devil. She's the fucking devil. But yeah, do us a favor, watch Apothecary Diaries, give it a chance. Like, but keep an open mind. Like, ignore what you see in the key art, that type of stuff, and like avoid spoilers because there's a shit ton of them. People really, really love this show. They've attached to it.
Yeah, don't watch this episode.
Yeah. And season 2 drops, I think, early next year. So
I'm excited.
Yeah. Whose turn is it next? Is it me? Or is it Jack? Who is it?
I think
it's not Jack. He's not here, so he can't.
Well, it's not.
I think it's you.
It's me.
It's not me.
I think it's you.
What do I want to
watch?
watch?
You can cook on it. It's fine.
Fortunately, I picked Dan to Dan. So.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, fuck! If I can't tell Jack to watch that, it's too. There's no dub for it. I was
too happy.
No, I was gonna have him watch Orb, Movements of the Earth, but it's.
I feel like that one's really sad.
It's fantastic.
Don't break me, please.
No, I'm not trying to watch anything like super fucked up.
It's the holidays, you know.
I don't. Do we have? I don't know. I mean, comedy ones recently. Let's see. What do we got?
It doesn't have to be recent.
What haven't we watched? Brad,
we should have like a fucking spreadsheet. Why don't we do that?
I think Solo Leveling we didn't watch. We didn't do an episode about. We keep.
Yeah, because you were a hater.
I mean, I can give it a second watch and hate it some more. You know what I mean? Like,
I fucking love it, man. I'm so excited for season 2.
I'm always down to hate. You know, let's do Solo Leveling for Jack.
Let's go. Has he watched it? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
It does go hard. I think he'll enjoy that. I think it has that.
I think he'll like it.
He'll love the first episode. I think
to
me, the first episode is probably my favorite episode of the whole thing, and then it just kind of felt a little bit.
I think it's gonna get better in season 2. Like, I think the beginning, I don't even want to say slow. It's good, but I think it gets so much better as it progresses, and you see more of the stuff he can do.
It's just so like
you don't think so, Brad?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
well,
I liked it.
I don't know what it is, man. I just with certain overpowered characters, I think because it just took so long to get out, and everyone just fucking told me everything about this damn story, and I was like, oh, so it's like this really OP character.
You're just biased. Well, he wasn't OP to start off with. That's the thing. He's literally the weakest fucking character.
But you know he's going to be. But you've seen this before. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking the show like that, but I'm like, hey, I've seen this type of story before. Like, it's been done.
I think for me, I didn't. I think that's why.
Relax.
I'm just saying.
She gets so defensive because of these hookers.
These fucking cosplaying strippers.
These cosplaying fucking strippers. Get out of here. With your
let me die. Let me die.
With your wigs and your color in the hair and stuff.
And your contacts. And
I listen. I like. Geez, okay, relax, you please. I like.
I'm in danger.
I like high level cosplay. Like I should like it looks like you took a lot of time in it. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. The really lazy ones I've seen. I'm like, come on, man. You just.
I love my lazy ones.
I was like, you just put a suit on. You don't even look like the character.
Bro, that's me with my fucking Shizuku dog. I just put on a wig. I'm like, damn, I look like her.
I look like this generic Asian girl.
I look like her with glasses. Hey, you can't say I don't.
I'd say no comments. Yeah, so we'll do Solo Leveling. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty Jack. If he doesn't love this show, I'll be fucking upset. He will.
I'd be surprised.
There is that lull though, where it kind of gets a little boring. I think it's like a couple of.
I do agree. I do agree that like the first episode is so high octane. Like a lot of stuff happens in that first episode, and then it's like him just figuring things out, and he's like slowly getting stronger, and like he's like just
Mhm.
figuring things out and doing things for 4 or 5 episodes, and then like I feel like they ended it like 2 episodes too early, like because he starts to get really cool,
Mhm.
and
That's what I'm
then
saying.
it's
I
like,
think the second season is gonna be
yeah,
insane because
mhm,
that's when it starts picking up and he starts doing more stuff. So no, I agree with you. I mean, I think they ended at a good point though part because like I remember in the manga or the manhwa, like that's where I was like like I think that's a good stopping
Oh
point
yeah, it's
for at
crazy.
least the first arc.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Um,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Pixelated thoughts. Well, we can put out our game of the year stuff. Me and Brad will do it. Unless you played. Did you play a lot
yeah.
of new games this year, Chibi? Do you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. When you didn't even play Metaphor
I
yet, so
play. I don't have money.
you don't have money.
Time.
Brad give you money.
I don't have money.
Just
Why give
gotta,
me
just
no
gotta put that
money?
bad bitch on interest though.
I got no money.
10% every day. You never pay him.
100%.
If it's listen, is there oh no, there's no sale going on. I was gonna say if there's a sale, Chibi, I'd gift you the game.
It's okay. Thank you, though.
Which one?
Metaphor.
Oh, no.
Metal pores.
Metal Force.
Yeah,
It's okay. I
so
still need to beat Persona, and I'm still cooking on Dragon Age.
I mean
Actually, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age.
I mean,
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
I'm having a great time.
I beat the game already, so I'm good.
Did you really?
Yeah. That was
Oh,
we did it. We literally did a spoiler episode.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
I spoiled it for Brad.
Who did you play as?
I was an elf.
Like what class?
Rogue.
Ah, as you should.
I would have done magic if this was like a turn based, but it's
Yeah.
not. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably record in a couple weeks at Brad after Indiana Jones comes out Friday. So a couple games coming out too. Marvel Rivals, which is already. It's really funny watching the Overwatch community freak out, or at least like and look like they're enjoying a game. They're like, wow, this looks amazing. I'm like, it's Overwatch in fucking third person, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but that's basically what it is. And then there's Indiana Jones, the Thing remastered. I was looking to see if it was co-op, Brad. It's not. Totally forgot that it was a PS2 era game where it's a squad based one. Make a video on that, and then what I want to do for Pixelated Thoughts for like our normal show is Arcane Season 2. Because it's out. I fucking really liked it.
I
Right?
haven't watched it.
I am shocked when I say that the animation's actually better, which I fucking cannot believe it is. It's like it feels
I
like
mean,
a
didn't
whole.
they invest so much more money into it?
Dude, it like I really didn't notice it in the first episode until they got to one scene, and I was like, oh fuck, this is this
He's
is
like, this crazy.
this is fantastic. And I got a lot of questions and conversations about it because once again, after I watched the show, I was like, I don't want to play League of Legends. Like,
TFT, baby.
that's just how I felt. I was like, nah, I can't do this to myself. Do I want to die? Not today. We'll do something else. So Pixelate Thoughts, Arcane Season 2 next week. All right. All episodes out on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, just ask Brad. Brad will give you. He knows the guy. Or 3.
Who knows the guy?
And then
I am the guy.
And then Solo Leveling. I'll rewatch it and try to go in with a
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
try to have an
Remember,
open
be
mind.
open. Be open.
Be open
Watch
minded.
it at double speed. It's a lot more fast paced.
Like I just want to see him cut people's heads off, brother. That's
Chip chop.
chip chop, boys.
Chip chop, boys.
All right, so Chibi, do you have anything? Any closing?
Watch Apothecary Diaries. What?
Brad,
the heck is
I can
that?
see that on my screen, Brad. Can you take that off, you asshole?
I have balls on my mouth.
What's to say after that?
You son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch.
All right, God damn it, Brad. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I
Nope.
think you just had
None.
it.
Chibi, you can do the outro, please.
I have balls on my mouth.
That's the outro.
He's watching, guys.
Hey, message Colby in Discord right now. I'm like, Colby, did you know that she's got something to tell you, brother? And I'm keeping this shit. I'm keeping this shit in the podcast. So if someone watches to the end, if you watch this, I will gift you a game. I will gift you a game on Steam. If you watch this moment and you can tell me what Chibi fucking did, I will gift you a game on Steam.
Comment balls and Ken will give you a free game.
No, you gotta say comment balls Chibi's mouth. All caps. All caps, and I want a funny emoji in there too.
I'm joining on a burner account on YouTube.
Balls in Chibi's mouth.
I'll be like, can I have metaphors?
I want. Yeah, the first comment I read that makes me fucking laugh, I'm probably gonna give you a game. I want Chibi. You better fucking like really push this out to your community because I want Jock to know that Chibi has balls in her mouth in this episode.
That motherfucker wouldn't watch to the end.
Oh my god, I'm telling Kobe. All
Oh
right,
my God.
all right, everybody, take it easy.
Balls in my mouth.